Granted.
Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 7, Affordable and Clean Energy. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. Between 1990 and 2010, the number of people with access to electricity has increased by 1.7 billion. And as the global population continues to rise, so will the demand for cheap energy. A global economy reliant on fossil fuels and the increase of greenhouse gas emissions is creating drastic changes to our climate system. This is having a visible impact on every continent. However, there has been a new drive to encourage alternative energy sources. In 2011, renewable energy accounted for more than 20% of global power generated.
What lies behind energy poverty? Remote populations, unhealthy cook stoves, inefficient utilities, untapped renewable energy, wasted energy, perceived investment risk.
The World Bank Group is working with countries to overcome these challenges. In Bangladesh, over 18 million people now have power from solar home systems. It's the fastest expansion of solar energy in the world. In Rwanda, access to grid electricity tripled in 6 years from 6% to 18%. In China, thousands of small family farms now produce biogas from their animals for clean cooking and lighting. In India, the Rampur Hydro project will feed enough climate-friendly energy into the grid to power over 2 million homes. In Morocco, this major concentrated solar power plant is helping cut the cost of the technology worldwide. Kenya, the geothermal power is set to provide close to half the country's energy needs. Whereas Europe and Central Asia, energy efficiency projects are saving as much energy as Morocco consumes each year. In Turkey, a decade of comprehensive reforms has modernized the power sector and improved energy security.
1 in 5 people still lack access to modern electricity, mostly in South Africa and in Asia. What can we do to fix these issues?
Solar energy. Converting sunlight into energy does not deflect on the amount of sunlight that enters the earth. It requires very little maintenance. It just sits in the front of the sun, soaring, collecting, and it stays strong through almost 30 years.
Hydroelectric energy. Generating electricity with hydro energy is not polluting itself. The only pollution occurs during the construction of these massive power plants. As long as there is water in the magazines, electricity can be generated. It is very flexible and can be easily adjusted when desired.
Wind energy. Harnessing wind energy does not pollute the environment nearly as much as fossil fuels, coal, and nuclear power do. The potential wind power is enormous, 20 times more than what the entire human population needs. Wind power is renewable and there's no way we can run out of it, since wind energy originates from the sun. The operational costs associated with wind power are low. Wind turbines are incredibly space efficient. The largest of them generate enough electricity to power 600 households in the US. Wind turbines yield energy savings and protect homeowners from power outage. What would it cost to switch to a more sustainable energy?
According to various sources, it would cost 29.46 trillion euro dollars for the world to switch to a fully renewable energy source. Because it is not even half the yearly income of global wealth.
What is the goal here?
Our goal here is reducing the carbon intensity of energy is the key objective in long-term climate goals.
Why?
I have access to electricity. Why should I care about this goal?
Energy is the dominant contributor to climate change, accounting for around 60% of total global greenhouse gas emissions.
The 8th Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations aims to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. It reiterates how economic, social, and environmental policies, full employment, and decent labor all work together to support one another. The 12 interrelated SDG number 8 targets have made primarily slow progress. Significant gaps still exist, and regional growth has been inconsistent. While others have slipped further behind, certain significant emerging economies have had very rapid economic development and diversification. On metrics of equitable and sustainable economic growth, many regions fall short. Despite numerous advancements, not all workers have respectable jobs. Globally, labor productivity has grown and unemployment has returned to levels seen prior to the financial crisis. However, the global economy is expanding more slowly, and the concerning productivity gap is developing between middle-income and high-income nations. In order to achieve decent work for everyone, more work must be done to increase job options, especially for young people, to lessen informal employment and labor market disparities, and to support safe and secure workplaces. To promote long-term, equitable economic growth, access to financial services must also be increased. In order to accomplish SDG number 8, an integrated strategy that addresses the objectives of economic growth for the economy, society, and the planet calls for resource decoupling and inclusivity.
Did you know that in 2020, 1 in 10 children are engaged in child labor worldwide? That is a total of 160 million children. Over 60% of all workers lack any kind of employment contract. Fewer than 45% of wage and salaried workers are employed on a full-time permanent basis. 600 million new jobs need to be created by 2030 just to keep pace with the growth of the working age population. Around half of the world's population still subsists on less than $2 per day, and in far too many locations, getting a job doesn't mean you can get out of poverty. Economic policy making and development strategies that prioritize job creation will not only create adequate employment possibilities, but also more robust, inclusive, and poverty-reducing growth. COVID-19 has ruined billions of lives and put the world economy in peril. According to the International Labour Organization, nearly half of the world's workforce faces the possibility of losing their jobs as job losses increase. In 1 in 5 nations, where billions of people live in poverty, per capita earnings were already predicted to stagnate or fall in 2020 before the COVID-19 epidemic. In developing nations, the middle class currently accounts for more than 34% of all employment, an increase of nearly threefold between 1991 and 2015. In 2015, the International Labour Organization reported that there were over 204 million unemployed individuals.
The goal of ensuring decent work and sustainable economic growth can only be achieved through collective effort. The global goals have come up with 12 targets to provide everyone with a direction on where to start. Target 8.1 Sustainable Economic Growth. Target 8.2 Diversify, Innovate, and Upgrade for Economic Productivity. Target 8.3 Promote policies to support job creation and growing enterprises. Target 8.4 Improve resource efficiency in consumption and production.
Target 8.5. Full employment and decent work with equal pay. Target 8.6. Promote youth employment, education, and training. Target 8.7. End modern slavery, trafficking, and child labor. Target 8.8. Protect labor rights and promote safe working environments. Target 8.9. Promote beneficial and sustainable tourism. Target 8.8. Universal access to banking, insurance, and financial services. Target 8.b. Increase aid for trade support. Target 8.c. Develop a global youth employment strategy.
What can we do? Find the charity you want to support. Any donation, big or small, can make a difference. Organize a mentoring program. Invite people with experience in a certain field to create a mentoring group that will help young people better prepare for their future jobs. Be a conscious consumer. If something is cheap, it is likely to be hurting people or the planet in some way. Know your rights at work. In order to access justice, knowing what you are entitled to will go a long way. Read about workers in other countries and business practices. Talk to your colleagues about these issues. Buy from local producers. Support local economic growth by choosing to buy from local producers and businesses.